Welcome to the IaREIA and Iowa Landlord Association, where we educate, advocate, and empower real estate investors.
Hey, everybody from IaREIA and the Iowa Landlord Association. I am so happy that we have with us today Christopher McClatchey from My Real Wealth. And if you guys knew what we had to go through to make this possible, because sometimes technology can be with you and other times it can be maybe not quite your friend. But here he is. So without further ado, I just wanted to take a few moments to introduce, get you to be able to introduce yourself to some of our great folks in Iowa who are real estate investors. Some of them are seasoned professionals, some of them intermediate, beginners. They'll all be there tomorrow in 2 different meetings. And so, Chris, take just 2 minutes to introduce yourself, and then we'll tell them a little bit more about the meetings.
Well, thanks, Andrew. I appreciate you having me. I really am looking forward to coming out to Des Moines. One of the things that I absolutely love is for people to hear the message for the first time. And obviously I haven't been to Iowa yet to give the message. And the reason is because what they're going to hear is very different than what most other traditional investors, teach. It's in fact, it's very contrary to it. I was a traditional investor for about, I have been investing for about 20 years now. And I was doing it, what all the books told me to do. I was doing what all the experts told me to do. And what I quickly realized was that by doing what everybody else is doing, you're kind of limited on what you can do because you create competition. So one of the things I strive to do and built was something I call the power of zero. And what the power of zero is it's totally contrary investing in real estate to what normal and traditional investors do.
Well, you come with some really good referrals to me. When we go to the Mid-Year Leadership Conference and we talk about the good, bad, and the ugly of speakers, we always hear your name as one of the tops. In fact, Alan Langston out in Phoenix, I think he says you're one of his favorites. He has you come back nearly every year. And that says a lot, because when you have a large group, you have a lot at risk if you don't have somebody that delivers not only a great presentation, but follow through. So that's a great testimony to you. And I will just quickly mention that it's tomorrow already. We've been planning this a couple of months, and here we are tomorrow. So you're going to get here into Des Moines, and then you're going to make your way over to a Terra Real Estate at 1001 Grand Avenue. The landlord meeting is Thursday from 11 to 1. We're going to put you on stage, stage. It won't be a stage. It's just a large, nice meeting room. We'll have a sandwich there for you. But about 11:30 or so, you'll take control of the meeting and go to around 1. Then that same room in the evening from 6 to 8:30, we have the REIA group. So we have 2 different audiences. And so talk to us a little bit. The landlords, noon, investor, real estate, what we call real estate investors are entrepreneurs, really. 2 different groups. But how will your message appeal to both of those groups?
Well, it's absolutely imperative that you want to be a landlord. While for rehabbers and wholesalers can use my techniques in their rehab and wholesale business, this meeting and what my techniques are designed to do are for long-term passive income. And one of the challenges that traditional investing poses is, in order to build really real wealth, these properties, you need to get the debt service down. You need to have equity. You need to be able to cash flow. A lot of aspects to that. And one of the things that we do is we're going to speed up that process. We're going to teach you how you can get properties free and clear in as little as 2, 3, 5, maybe 7. Get apartment buildings free and clear in 10 years instead of 30. So you're going to build wealth at 2 to 3 times the pace of a normal investor. As far as entrepreneurs go, this system works in any business. I have people that use it for marinas. I have people that use it for self-storage. I have people that use it for different aspects of businesses. It's just not the techniques that I'm teaching, like the 7-step approach, like the avatar seller, like the 3-offer approach. Those approaches can be used in any business, and especially when we get into the language use and the negotiation tactics. So it doesn't matter whether you're in real estate or whether you own, convenience stores or whatever the case may be. This is applicable to what you're doing in the entrepreneurial world.
Well, that sounds exciting. That's like you say, a little different approach, but it's an awfully good one. I've been doing this for about 12 years, and one of the things that's my challenge is that I started investing in real estate in 1978, bought real estate for 3 years, got about 13 units under my belt, and it was the thrill of the hunt. But I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't have adequate reserves. We had a recession. I'm thinking that your approach is much more of a do your proper due diligence, but also slow and steady wins the race.
Well, slow and steady does win the race as always. However, we like to make it more of a sprint than a marathon. One of the things that, as I just said, is yes, slow and steady wins the race. Yes, you have to do your due diligence. Yes, the properties have to properly cash flow numbers wise. But what we're after is building wealth at a faster pace. One of the things that, happened is during the last recession, during 2006, 2007 recession, we lost a lot of money. We lost a lot of equity. And I didn't want that to happen again. And a lot of investors actually lost their businesses. And one of the reasons they lost their businesses is they were buying at a height of a market. They were buying it with bank or mortgage financing. And even though they were able to make the payments, because the property's prices or values dropped so quickly, they now owed more than the property was worth. And even though they were making their payments, they weren't able to keep up because most of that payment was interest. Whereas when I teach you how to get 0% interest, not only can you build equity very quickly, but it almost becomes recession proof because every penny you're paying goes to principal on the mortgage. So you can keep up with the downturn, whereas traditional investors can't.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about that. I'm thinking that one of the things that it's a challenge for real estate investor associations across the whole country is remaining relevant to our members. And one of the principal reasons that associations even exist is to do two things: prevent failure and help ensure success. I say that I spend about 2/3 of my time trying to help people prevent failure. In fact, Napoleon Hill says there's 17 critical things you have to do to be successful and 30 things you have to do to avoid failure. So when you combine those, and then in today's market, some people think, well, I'll just stay at home on the couch and I'll open up my laptop and I'll Google this. But I still find that the investors that take the time to get out of bed on a Saturday morning and come and see a fellow like Chris McClatchey, you're going to have hour by hour, maybe sometimes minute by minute, some really great ideas to share with people that they're not going to get. And they can also ask their own personal questions. You can't do that on a YouTube video.
No.
Right.
And that's one of the things I stress is on the Saturday, I say, ask me any question. I'll stay here as long as you need, because I want to make sure that they have the formula. And one of my guarantees for the Saturday that I always do, and you'll hear this more tomorrow, Andrew, is that if they will have the entire formula of my system, that I give out in the seminar. And if they don't, then not only will I refund their money, I'll double their money back because I don't like to waste Saturdays. When I first started speaking, I swore that I wanted to give, them everything. I remember when I was sitting at my local IaREIA, and you go to these Saturdays, and the Saturday and the speaker's up there and he's teaching all day, and he leaves out that one critical factor and says, well, if you want that one critical factor, you have to buy my system. And I absolutely despise that. I felt like I was wasting Saturdays. That's not what I wanted to do, and that's not what I'm doing. And in fact, I give that double your money back guarantee. If you feel like I've wasted your day and you don't have the entire formula, now I'll refund your money for wasting your time because I'm not going to do that. I didn't like my time wasted, and I don't like wasting other people's time.
Well, fantastic. And that is an excellent place where we can drop off this conversation from now, because, hey, you're going to be here in person tomorrow. So it's going to get better and better. If you're watching this and you're a IaREIA member, you're a landlord member, you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced, seasoned veteran, how often do you get to see a guy that's willing to come from Florida right now into Iowa in the middle of March? It's going to be a little bit less pleasurable up here. I'm sorry about that. But to take your time to do that, you taking your time to do that. You've never been to Iowa.
I've
right?
never been to Iowa, so I'm super excited. I'm super excited.
We're going to do the best we can to have a warm welcome for you. Chris, we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. But is there any last minute thing that they should bring a challenge for you or something to stump the chimp or something they think is a super hard question or anything?
I'm just going to tell you that if you're coming, you have to have an open mind, because what I'm going to tell you flies in the face of everything you've read in every book and everything you've heard from the speakers and traditional investors. You better come with an open mind, because if you don't, then it's going to be very challenging for you. But if you do and you have an open mind, it's going to open up a whole new world of how to invest.
Well, fantastic. Can't trump that. Thank you so much for taking your time this morning. We're going to close this out, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 11 o'clock.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Thanks so much. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks for watching. We hope this production empowered your business. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more great content. And don't forget to join us in person for powerful networking and priceless information at our next live event. For all event information, please go to our website,